A recent accident that occurred in Pune has created a lot of news across India.
Unless there is some basic moral and ethical fabric present in people's lives, when there's easy money, that'll create havoc. Parenting is an art, is a responsibility. I mean, what kind of parents? What the guy I heard was spent just before the accident some 50,000 on drinks. If somebody can drive and kill, he's not a kid anymore. He was asked to write an essay. Can you imagine? This killer?
So let us understand from Dr. Sahadeva Swami what is his understanding and what are the spiritual takes out of this incident. Hare Krishna, Swamiji. So it's all over the news. So you're following it, I guess.
Well, I heard, the kids they go around, they create a mess. And millennials, Gen Z, yeah, we have got some trouble in hand, especially those who have not been trained. So this is one such incident. All the time things like that keep happening. They are called spoiled brats, So these are spoiled brats, and it's like a monkey hand over a gun, and the monkey is drunk and bitten by a scorpion, he'll create havoc. So these rich brats are, they are actually, this is what is, when your wealth, when your qualifications, they become, they ruin you. So this is what is happening. This is the story of, a classic case of
Spoiled brats.
Spoiled brats.
There's something called as good parenting and a bad parenting. So as you have traveled across world, Swamiji, so what do you see? Where is India heading? Because India now, I see in the last 2 decades, have seen a lot of wealth, a lot of HNIs in India.
Right.
So, but I don't think they have coped up well in handling that to the next generation. Because we have heard from scriptures that even the greatest kings, emperors, children were sent to gurukuls. They were groomed in a certain way. They did not had that, that high of their fortune or high of their inheritance. Live of our Indian ancestors, but even in foreign countries, I hear that even big millionaires and billionaires children are down to earth. Yes. But what is this new culture in India where parents take pride in protecting their children? What is it to be seen as? It's an emotional drift, and India is unable to handle between real emotions and fake emotions. So what is it happening?
You see, first of all, the money that nothing is good, nothing is bad. Everything can be good, everything can be bad. The money that is coming, unless there is culture, that money will do no good to the people or the rich. That easy come, easy go. So what is happening is, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Utsadhyante jati dharma kula dharma cha shashvataha varna sankara karke. So what happens is, unless there is some basic moral and ethical fabric present in people's lives, when there's easy money, that'll create havoc. That's what is happening. You see, in Western world, they are not turned on so much, there are kids, billionaire kids, they take summer jobs, in McDonald's, in supermarket. That, they may be taking up newspaper rounds, even rich kids, they do.
Why do they do that?
No, it is just, and the children of, they don't expect I'll be inheriting. You see, they are practically, I heard Bill Gates' kids are out of his will,
Is it?
So there is a dignity of work there. In Japan, kids are, I haven't been to Japan, but what I've seen is, seen in my research is that kids, they made to do chores, Okay, one class will do this today, all the bathroom, washroom cleaning. One class, one section will be cooking. So point is, children are what we make out of them. That's a basic idea. It's like a Panchavarshani Tadiyat. It's a parenting is an art, is a responsibility. You leave them feral kids, like, hogs, dogs, monkey, donkey, cats, dog. They produce children, but there is no question of training. Only training is how to catch a mouse or how to run after food. So if we want to reproduce like animals without any training, that's up to us. That's what is happening. So there is, that again Bhagavata says, Pitana sasya, jananina sasya, devam na sasya, guru na sasya. That one should not become a parent, mother or father. Namochiyat samupet mrityum. Basically, unless we are able to train, then why produce kids? So, you see, there is, when you get, see, this happens when they are not like there is no what you call foundation of samskaras, or they are not seen as a new money, new wealth, new what you call, new. There is no culture. So the point is, they become blind. There are, who is blind, right? Physically blind.
Yeah.
But there are other blindness also. So other blindness is madandha. Madness by illusion. There is a dhanandha, blindness caused by money. Dhanandha, madhandha, krodhandha. Blindness caused by, you become blind when you are too much you are afflicted with anger, right?
Yeah, krodhandha.
Krodha, there is madhandha. And kamandha.
Yeah, that's very
blinded by lust. So there are various blindnesses are there. So when the money comes, Janmashwara Shruta Shri, actually blindness caused by easy money, that's very, very, very serious, That blindness is very, very affects most. So now they are getting money. So you think I am lord of everything I can do, what kind of parents? What the guy I heard was spent just before the accident some 50,000 on drinks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Pub owner was also. They drank as minors, so they got arrested also.
Oh, pub owners got arrested.
49,000 bill.
So generally they're supposed to produce an above 18 identity cards for an entry into a pub.
Okay. At least I have heard it in West. I don't know here. So point is, money is like fire. Fire you need for cooking, but fire can burn your house down also. So money has to be, money and sexual relation, all these things require to be handled very carefully, cautiously. And so now you hand over your kids, and this, you heard of Mr. Dholakia of Surat?
Yeah. Yes.
So you see, can you see the contrast?
Yeah.
What he did, what this gentleman did was, his son, he got educated in US. Then he gave him 100 rupees, and says, see you after 2 months, So the guy came, caught a train, or 200 rupees or ticket to some Hyderabad or Kerala somewhere. And now he's 2 months, he has to do some, work in a hotel or take up job. He has to see what is life. And that's how actually That's how the character person is built, through hardships, foundation. These are the people who got some money. And I tell you, people may not like to hear these things, but that money also, vishay ranna khaile dusta hai, our philosophy, I can talk our philosophy, right? It's up to you to believe or not. That money, how it is earned, that kind of brain substance it will form. Sinful money will, you know it will spoil the kids actually. And money which is earned piously actually create good brain substance. That's what our Vedic literature say. So today we all kinds of people earn all in all kinds of ways, and that actually ruins, that has impact elsewhere in terms of ruining their wards or whatever. Yeah.
So, moral ethics and values are very important
Hmm.
for any civilization to progress. At one end, we see Jai Shri Ram nares and Jai Shri Ram culture increasing in India, the resurgence of Sanatana. And at the other end, I am seeing a contrast, pop culture increasing. We see more and more alcohol at its high rise. It's an undeniable truth. Nowadays, after Modi government has come, everybody shouts Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram has become a slogan. Definitely, there is a resurgence of Sanatana.
Hmm.
But at the same way, 2 decades back, the amount of alcohol being consumed and the ratio of the people who are alcoholics, there is a tremendous jump. And this industrialization and globalization and this boom of economy has made so many high net worth individuals rise in India. What are we actually taking? Because I heard in an interview of Jackie Chan, so Jackie Chan was telling that his kid is not up to the mark. So very openly. So he said that in our days when we were growing up kids, when we see elders, we used to say, we used to either bow down or say in their culture something like this. He saw his kids, hey dad, what's up? So he was commenting in that, and then he said that he was arrested in either a drug case or something, and he was, they asked him to be behind bars for 6 months, and he did not. He did not even try going between because he needs to be punished. Because if he has done a crime, then punishment. But see in India, forgery, trying to hire a driver, who would come take some money and say that I have done this. Buying of doctors. One incident has brought up multiple dimensions of Indian degradedness. So my worry, Swamiji, is people like you are trying to spread some philosophy and so-called, ethics and dharma. But I don't see practically it being translated into the lives of people here. See, and I think you people represent Mahabharata. And how is this incident different from Dhritarashtra's blinded love towards Duryodhana?
You see, you mentioned Swamijis. First of all, how many Swamijis will live up to ethics and morality themselves? That is a first question.
Yeah.
This is also an industry, basically.
Spirituality is an industry.
If you are not successful elsewhere, you take up this profession, sometimes. I'm not saying always, sometimes. So
one just a random question. So alcohol is this billion industry. Pornography is this billion industry. Banking is like that. What is spiritual? What is the worth of spiritual?
Swamiji industry is where you have no investment.
Okay.
There was in Madhya Pradesh, I think there was a advertising firm which was specializing in launching you as a Swami,
Oh, okay.
So they had a whole package. I was told, I haven't checked with them, but I was told there's a package deal. How you'll be dressed up, how to talk, they'll train you, they'll take your videos, your profile, they create a profile, the whole launching. Because when you fail in everything else, this requires no much investment. So that is why, people lose faith sometimes, that, when. So yeah, coming back to our point, at one side you see that, there is a rise in religious,
So-called.
yeah, whatever, emotions,
Mm.
religious, what you call, activities. And we find also, so dharma and adharma, religiosity and irreligiosity, they are parallel tracks right now.
Mm.
Both are actually on the rise. There are people who are becoming sensitized on certain things, and we have other classes who are becoming desensitized at the same time. So definitely you see that there is it's just parallelly going now. Which is overtaking which? It will be hard to. Definitely there is adharma, but definitely religiosity is not dead yet. There is people have some sentiments, and there is, and you see the political narrative also. So on on the 4th of June, we'll know
Mm.
that which narrative wins. We have you know a left wing ideology, and we have got right wing ideology, and so these are all, we have very clear differentiation. So our in this particular Pune case, that the problem is, you see, first of all, we are talking here of a crime, crime scene. There are no, as I always say, there are no deterrents today. One very big thing which needs to be immediately implemented is, if somebody can drive and kill, he's not a kid anymore.
Mm.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they're asking.
So he has to be tried as
Not a
an
juvenile
adult,
and as an
not
adult.
no juvenile. This is not a
Mm.
juvenile crime.
Mm.
And if somebody can rape and murder,
Mm.
he's not a kid. Somebody is old enough to rape, he is old enough to be tried as an adult.
Mm.
This law, you're talking of us, when actually, you see, the maturing was very late. You're talking 150, 200-year-old laws on this. So these are, and some laws were primarily meant to help criminals actually. So today, you see, that's what I was told once, that assassins are using actually minors because they can get away with practically anything.
Mm.
You give a 17-year-old a gun, go and shoot, I'll pay you 2 lakhs.
Yeah.
Easy for them. They get away with no matter what you do.
Yes.
So with a slap on the wrist, that's all. He was asked to write an essay. Can you imagine?
Mm.
This killer.
Mm.
So somebody is just, you got a car, you think I am the lord of the universe,
Mm.
I am the master of all I survey.
Mm.
So this is what happened in this case. And he's got a license to go without having number plate. He can ride around the city, kill anybody. And father's money is there to protect him.
Mm.
So this is a completely messed up, that shows, you see, children, you want, what kind of values you are teaching them. So that story, when a father is telling a child that, dear son, don't waste water, and when he does not listen, he makes him to fetch water, because they had to fetch water. So what he does is makes him fetch a bucket of water from a mile away. Then this gentleman realizes the value of water. So instead of this giving him a Porsche car, giving him money to credit cards with to draw any limitless credit, he should have been made to do some work somewhere, understand the value of money, understand about life, make human beings, not animals, out of our children. Then you become, and this, a statue, how do you make a statue out of a stone? That's my, can you?
The immense work of carving goes there.
Yeah, chiseling. You have to
Chiseling.
chisel. With you have to hit.
Yeah, chisel.
So to make a human being,
Hmm.
training, that's called training. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandanta Gururitam. How great these great emperors' children, we hear how they were trained in Gurukulams, Their fathers were emperors, right? But even this was the institution, wherein children will be very strictly trained. They have to sleep on the floor. They have to see whatever the guru, spiritual, their teacher tells. Here they have to listen. They have to go, even though king's son, emperor's son, they have to go begging in the village. And whatever the alms come, they have to offer to Guru. Not I have brought it, it's mine. No, you have to offer it to Guru. And if Guru says, okay, you can have your lunch now, otherwise they need to fast. See the training, the character, and that's how they became such emperors. We have all our Vedic literatures are actually but the tales of, past, these are stories of these glorious kings. So that's how character was built. So without character, this all become these qualities. You have money, you have beauty, you have education, and you have got high parentage. All this will be negative traits. All these will be actually, they'll bring you down unless you have got that foundation of character. So this person, from what I've come across, is a drunkard. Somebody can spend, swap 49,000 rupees for a few drinks. Somebody can go around, so this is spoil. And what is our, here we say, Poot kaput to kya dhan sanche? Poot saput to kya dhan sanche? You understand this line?
No, what does it mean?
People are there to save money, right? That's what everybody tries to, okay, let me save some money for what? My children, when they grow up, they should not face any hardships. Okay, so it says that why you are busy collecting money? If you have good children, Poot saput, you don't need. They will themselves will build their lives. Many of people they didn't receive any inheritance, but they are self-built carriers. And Poot kaput means as if that child is a spoiled brat, then why you are bothering to provide for his future? Because anyway he'll blow everything in hours or days. So there is no point in providing for your children if they are good. If they are good, they'll build their lives anyway. And if they are spoiled brat, then they'll blow away all your hard-earned money in no time. So the purpose of this saying is that you build their character. You make them a gentleman, responsible citizens. You make them, that's what you got to make out of them. That they are human beings, not dvipada pashus, animals, two-legged animals. And to call them animals is an insult to animals. Animals don't lie, cheat, do credit card frauds. Animals don't do all abortions and meat arms exports. Animals don't do all these political scams and so many things what we are doing. Animals don't do that. So today's society, just like two-legged animals, and they have no these rich people. I don't know where their brains go. Do they have brains? What happened? What happened to the brain? What are
They're
they
thinking as,
thinking?
okay, one is they couldn't raise their kids properly. And the second aspect is they are now confused in good parenting. Like they think that it like a lion protects its kid, or a jackal protects its cub. Like that, they are now going out of the way to protect their son.
Yeah, so that they should have thought before they did all that drama happened.
But
You
Putra
got
Vatsalya is something which,
Yeah, but that's their doing. That's their doing actually.
that's what Swamiji. I wonder sometimes. Not only this one case, we have seen such many cases in the past also. India is a land of Mahabharata, Ramayana. So we understood how bad parenting has led Kauravas, degradation, the devastation of the entire Kauravas happened because of bad parenting. So what are we learning out of it? The blind love of Dhritarashtra, in spite of seeing his son as a characterless man, still he went on, supporting him.
You see, this is the basic principle. Children are like soft young bamboos. You can bend the way you want. But when that bamboo is grown up, you try to bend, what will happen?
It will break.
It will break. So they are impressionable minds. Their young minds are impressionable. And it's all a question of training. It's a question of training. It's a question of what you do in your family life. In our family system, I know my uncles, they are where unless you get up and take bath and offer your prayers, you're not allowed to eat. No matter, okay, you sleep in, no problem, but you won't be able to eat anything. So they are now grown up and responsible people. So it is all what is your family values and culture. Your samskaras and what kind of that these kind of things happen when that shows a serious problem into their basic family values. There is a serious problem, and then you end up with so much inauspicious things in hand. So much inauspicity actually. So point is, Chanakya Pandit says, basic fundamental parenting principle. Panchavarshani tu lalet, dasavarshani tadayet. Prapte tu sodas varse mitravad acharet. You understood?
Yeah.
That Panchavarsha, 5 years, up to 5 years of age, you let them play around. Just let them be free. So their personality will grow, their limbs, their body will grow. Let them be free up to 5 years. That's what Chanakya says. I am not saying. Panchava, today at 2.5 years, you put them in whatever pre-nursery or whatever. That's not 5 years. They should be allowed to explore the world. That's what Chanakya. Dasha Varshani Tadiyet. 10 years up to their 5 to 15, you have to be strict with them. Like Srila Prabhupada uses this term called strict like a tiger,
Till 16.
Till they approach 16. As they cross 16, then you can't do much with them. Mitravad Achret, you have to behave like a mitra. You can't do your that is done. So it's a critical period.
For 16 years of life.
First 16 years, 5 to 15 actually is the formative years in a child's life. And everything, and once you see your parents have no time, they're depending on servants, and they are, you heard of that case called Arushi case?
Yeah, Arushi case, yes.
Famous case.
Very famous.
and she was having some problem with servants, and they ended up all getting murdered, and it was blamed on parents. So much havoc can happen, right?
Yeah.
So who is asking you to produce kids if you are not able to manage,
Yeah.
If you are able to manage, do that. Otherwise, practice some self control, So you see your capacity,
Mhm.
and so product. You see, it is not just you provide for. Parenting is not just about, okay, I gave him a bedroom to sleep. I put him in a big good school. Okay, I gave him a car driver, a good food, nutritious food is provided. It's not all about that. That animals also do,
Yeah.
the birds, bees, everybody. Otherwise, how creation is going on? They maintain them. But parenting is actually in human form is giving good instructions, and that is it. Children don't do what you say. Children do what you do.
Yeah.
So you have to set the example. That's why in Vedic system, marriages and these things are not a joke, This is a very serious responsibility, becoming a husband, becoming a wife, becoming a parent, It's a very serious responsibility. And if you're not ready, don't enter this arena,
Yeah.
You don't enter bullfight ring, unless you are prepared.
Agreed.
So this is what is happening. People have, and fundamentally, when you lose the spiritual culture, and fundamentally and everything degeneration, so family lives are getting, so we end up with cases. And once your country is filled with such cases, where you end up,
Yeah. So expect that people will learn out of such incidents and go back and check their Mahabharatas and Ramayanas in understanding good parenting, basically. So
And any family, if they read such book, I'm sure such families will never even have copies of such books there. I suspect.
yes.
Because such
Maybe.
inauspicious things, even if you just keep those copies at home,
Yes. Thank you so much for your beautiful spiritual insight on this incident, Swamiji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.